many things that can make Africa one of the biggest continents in the world. However, there are many things that are militating against the development of Africa. Till today, in the 20th century, in the 21st century, we can't boast of up to 3 countries in Africa that can be claimed to be a developed country. However, we begin to ask ourselves questions that what can we say can be the best way to develop business in Africa? To discuss business development in Africa, we have Fadele Samson, the founder of Distinct Africa, and is also a public analyst. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Now, we have Africa as one of the places in the world with big potentials when it comes to business, when it comes to natural resources, when it comes to the culture, beautiful people, and all that. But still, we can't boast of developed countries much in Africa, especially in the place of business.
Yes.
Now, what can you say about this, for a start?
The issue is, it's not as if Africa is not progressing, actually. The only challenge is that we can actually say the growth is stunted somehow. It's not that rapid. So, because we have people who are doing fine in the world of business in Africa. You know, some entrepreneurs are emerging lately and they are doing well. But I think there are challenges militating about having more of them, having more people to do, better in the world of business in Africa. A lot of things are there as challenges, and majority of them they come down from the top. Let me put it that way. From the leading parts of Africa. There are so many things that we ought to have in place by now in this current century, but they are not there. Let's look at the side of infrastructure. Infrastructure could be, in fact, it is one of the major challenges. We have so many people find it difficult to put a very reasonable structure for their business. And meanwhile, some of them does not have to really be their, it does not have to be their what do we call it now? It doesn't, they don't have to be the one to put them in place. If those things are already in place, it will aid the way they progress. But what do we have? We don't have much. And the little that were provided by probably private individuals or organizations, you have to pay huge amount to secure them. And this we tell on your capital. You don't have enough to start already, and you still have to pay huge amount to secure a place, put a structure in place to start a business. So I think it's one of the major challenges. Then considering the transportation, we have bad road channeling. The roads are not very good. You have to spend a lot to transfer raw materials to the factory, to do all those things. There are challenges that are facing us in Africa, and we are facing them scarcely. We don't have choice.
No. We said the growth is stunted.
Yes.
That the growth is stunted to a point, and there are many challenges there. But one other thing that we can look into is the fact that 10 years ago, it was worse than this. But let's say from the past decade down to this decade, we have been experiencing some kind of gradual development. Some kind of gradual development in it. So, but the thing is that when we still look at it round to the international compared to our counterparts in Europe, in other continents, and it's the progress is still looking quite slower.
That's what I'm trying to say. That it's not as if we are not progressing, but it's a bit slower. It's stunted somehow. Now the issue is, like I was saying, there are so many things by now that ought to be in place if things are running well in Africa. I don't want to, but other continents where things are running fine, government are taking responsibility for so many things. They are giving soft landing to their entrepreneurs. It helps them to grow faster. Do little business, you don't have to spend much. Labor is cheap, land is cheap, and all those things are cheap. So you produce, you make your gain. In fact, they produce more than enough to send to other continents. But what we have in Africa, everything is expensive because you have to provide those things by yourself. Land, infrastructure, capital, everything. There are some continents where their government take responsibility for producing capital. So if they are able to produce a standard proposal, a sensible one, and the government sees that this one is achievable within a frame of time, they will make the capital available.
Looking at how largely Africa is, with about 54 countries, and we only have few of these countries that are economically viable. What do you think can be done to make all the remaining countries at least to be more viable?
That thing that question you ask is a bit, big for me to, because the issue is it still lies with majority of the leaders of those places. They need to seek help sincerely. They need to seek help from probably other countries, other continents. Bring experts that can help them develop strategies to develop things. But what we have people really do not really care about others. They care about themselves, and so they don't really care whether you grow or not.
Now, we look at this thing from this. Let's look at political instability. Okay. People have always complained about it, that political instability is a big issue in Africa. Naturally.
Yes.
Now, you're talking about bringing experts, but in a situation whereby in a country you have a government that had been there for close to 40 years, for close to 30 years.
Yes.
And there are no new innovations. And whenever something new is coming up, they are always antagonizing it because of the fact that particularly I don't want to mention names because it should not be that we are trying to castigate anyone currently. But when they bring in new ideas, it begins to look as if it's a threat to my government.
If it's not actually going to bring much profit to their personal pocket, they will not support it.
And there are some countries that currently they are still fighting each other based on today you know that is the government there, tomorrow you can hear that they coup d'etat and all that. So
I think those are the things that affect leadership style. Is one of the major problems, the structural problem we have in Africa. If we have this set of responsible leaders, like there was a write-up I wrote some months ago in one of our magazines. There was a line I put: Africa is civilized enough to be led by responsible leaders. By now, the level of growth of Africa now, we are at a point where we need responsible leaders to take care of the affairs of Africa. And not until we get to that level, we might not be able to go much. It's not going to be in business alone. So many other aspects, we will not be able to thrive much, just like it has been in the past. Because for us to really make a move, we have to let go of some things. There must be a change of hand, change of power, of idea, of people, so that we can have new innovations and new things will come in place. There was a write-up I think a month ago, I think in December, we were talking about youth, unexplored strengths of Africa. We have the strengths, the youth are there, but we are not using them. And that's one of the major challenges. These people are full of innovations, they can think, they are talented, they can put things in place, but these people are useless, for God's sake. The whole of the cabinet in Nigeria, hardly can you find somebody less than the age of 40? You can't. And that is one of the major challenges we have. If it's happening in Nigeria, definitely it happens in other.
Now let's go back to the business aspect again. There's this African Free Trade Agreement. Why is there no implementation on this?
I would say everything still lies back to the problem of leadership. If a scheme like that had been put in place with all sense of, and we are seeing a green light, and up until now nothing is done on it again, I think it's all back to
we can't say nothing is done on it totally. You know that President Muhammad Buhari in the last conference that went for Egypt said that Nigeria is going to be offering visa on arrival to people in Africa. And also we've seen issues whereby they were discussing a common currency, especially in West Africa, which is the ECO, which majorly people have been trying to say it's a good development, to make it easier. In Europe, you can, when you're holding your euro, you can
go anywhere, France, Germany.
Look at it now in Africa, we're looking at ECO and all that, but people are saying that the first thing is that Africa is not united. Because maybe because of our colonial establishments, some people are francophone countries,
some are anglophones, and
some speak Portuguese, and we haven't still gotten to a time where we can easily
unite and make things happen.
So how do we tap into this new, now that we have lots of things, at least even if you don't understand my language, you can have an interpreter beside you.
And make things happen.
We have a common goal. How can we progress to this?
I think at this point we have to come to a conclusion about Africa. Before the arrival of colonial masters, there was no boundary in Africa. Africa as a continent belongs to everybody. Blacks, Do you understand now? It was when these people came because of their selfish interest, and they started to create boundary. This is Nigeria, this is Cameroon, this is, and that was the beginning of our problem when we began to see ourselves as. Do you understand now? Even within Nigeria, we still have the problem. Yes. Ethnicity, religion, and stuff like that. And as soon as those things still keep dividing us, we might not be able to come to a point where we'll be able to unite and make something tangible happen. Do you understand now? So we have to deal with ourselves as being one. Africa, just like the whole of the United States. The United States of Africa, take the religion out of it, take ethnicity out of it, and come together as one. Then we can now sit and put a structure. If we now, with sense of responsibility, follow the structure, we will have something. We will progress, and it's going to be a rapid one.
It's going to be a rapid one. Let's discuss business now totally. Now, if you look at it potentially, the youths, like you said, they are our strength. And if we look at it in Africa nowadays, there are many potentials that we can tap into. You know, the fashion industry especially. We have unique clothes. Our Ankara is one of the best in the world. We have all our Demax and all that. In the movie industry, we have...
Guys are doing fine.
The new contents we have are strong. And they are... And if you look at some tech guys are coming up and all that, some people are trying to do many things. But the only problem is that development is growing slow. So what advice can you give to young Nigerians, young Africans trying to do business within Africa and make waves out of it?
If I am advising them, then I am advising myself, because I am part of them. Now, what the issue is, I would tell us never to look back. Just keep doing it. I will keep doing it. We will not be discouraged. A lot of things are out there to discourage us. So many things. Some people, you meet them, present ideas to them, they will tell you this you should know by now this, you should know this cannot trend. Now, these people, they are not ready to encourage. The government is not encouraging, people around are not encouraging, so it is left to you to encourage yourself. Let the motivation be intrinsic. Let it come from inside of you. And that's the only thing that will keep you going. If you are waiting for somebody outside there to come and motivate you and encourage you to do something special, you're wasting your time. Nobody will come. So it's left to you to encourage yourself. Set a goal. Go at it, achieve it. Set another one. Go at it, achieve it at a time. And the thing is, don't take it too much upon yourself. If you fail at one, that does not make you a failure. Failure will come. In fact, failure is part of success, because those are the experiences. And, you know, all those things, you have to gather them. The best way to learn is to experience them. Now, although there are so many other ways to avoid some unnecessary experiences. If you have mentors who will take you through, they have been through it before, you know. But if you want to do that, you have to look for people who are responsible and are ready to take responsibility for you as a mentee. Because some people in the name of mentoring you, they begin to manipulate you, use you, then begin to, you know, some people are domineering naturally. They will dominate you. So you need to be very specific, you need to be very sensitive, you need to be very, very clear about what you want for yourself, and you go for who can help you. You as well can need a coach. A coach will only believe that you are the only solution to your own problem. And they'll push you beyond your boundary. They help you achieve your goal all by yourself. You can look for a teacher. Somebody will teach you the theory of other people. People had used it before and it worked for them. And all those things will help you to avoid some unnecessary experiences. It will save your resources. It will save you time. It will save you so many other things. Do you understand now? It will save you unnecessary mental stress. Because they will tell you, I did this 2 years ago, it's not working, but this was what I eventually did. So you will not try the one that's not working. Definitely you will go for the one that will work and make you speed up. So those are the advice we will give to people who are striving to make things happen in the world of business in Africa. Those people that are there already, they know what it took them. People like Adenuga didn't just get there. Dangote didn't just get there. It took a lot of time for them to put those things together and in place. They have their challenges. People like Dele Momodu, I was still reading about Ovation when it started in 1996. I saw the first edition. I was like, wow. Do you understand now? But I know what Ovation means now. So if people like that could go through those stress, there's no point. We'll go through it and everything will be all right.
Thank you very much, Samson. Thank you very much, Samson. We really appreciate you for being a part of this program. We'll go on a very short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.